Hello friends and welcome to another video on QuickBooks Learning Series. In the last video, we learned about how to create a QuickBooks account and discussed about a few other things. If you have missed our previous session, there is nothing to worry because we'll be coming up with more videos on more topics in more detail in the next videos. So in this video, we are going to learn about the banking support function that is being offered by QuickBooks Online. Friends, we need to first understand that banking function is the most critical function for any business enterprise. If the bankings are properly, taken care of, then business can run very smoothly. The management can plan. The management can finalize on a lot of things very quickly. Most of the times, what happens is the accountants are not able to record the transactions properly. They are not able to record the transactions timely into their books of accounts. So what happens is that the management decisions get delayed, the cash flows fumble up, you know. But QuickBooks offers you a facility wherein you can directly add your bank account into QuickBooks, and QuickBooks offer you another facility that you can directly download your transactions into QuickBooks without any manual intervention. So which reduces the risk of improper recording of transactions, and this helps in the management to properly plan their and accounts payable, accounts receivable functions, and plan their cash flows on time. So friends, let's understand how to go for banking function in QuickBooks. So this is my QuickBooks login screen. So if you see here, I will select banking function, banking tab here. So you will see this kind of a screen when you go for the first time into your banking. So I have already added one bank account here, that is ICICI Bank. So now let's understand how to go for the options available in QuickBooks. So there are two options you can see here on the right side corner. That first is the file upload option and second is the add account option. File upload option is to manually upload a file into QuickBooks to download the transactions, and second, add account option will give you an option to directly link your bank account with QuickBooks so that you can directly download the transactions from your net banking without any manual intervention. So let's understand both of these things one by one. So first we will go for the manual uploading of the accounts, that is file upload option. So I will click on file upload option here. So here it will give you two options again. One is to upload the file and second is to connect bank directly. So we'll come to this part later. So first let's understand how to upload a file here. So before uploading a file, we need to understand what kind of file is to be uploaded. So I'll show you the file. So this is my file here. So this I have downloaded from my bank account. It is showing various transactions here available. Okay. So it will show you the value date. It will show you credit amounts, debit amounts, available balance in this file. So there is another thing to understand, that QuickBooks will not take the normal Excel files. QuickBooks will also understand the CSV files. So it's a comma separated value file, which we can convert. We can convert any Excel file into a comma separated value files. Or most of the times, the net banking option, gives you a facility to directly download the transaction into CSV files. So we are going to upload this file into our QuickBooks. So let's do it. So I will browse for the file. I will select the file, go to next. So now it is asking for the bank account that I have created in that I want to go for uploading the transactions. So I will select the ICICI Bank here. I will go for next. So now it is asking me for various informations like date. So I need to select the date column from my CSV file. So you will see all the columns that were present in my CSV file here. So here I will select validate. I will select the DDMMYY format for my dates. Then for description, I will select the description column from my CSV file. And for amount, I will need to see the options that are below. So in my CSV file, you would see different columns for debits and credits. So I will go for option 2 here, which will separate the positive and negative number. So you will see the money spent and money received columns here now. So for money spent, I will choose the debit column from my CSV file. For money received, I will choose the credit column from my CSV file. Next. So now it is showing all the transactions that were there in my CSV file. So there were 5 transactions I can show you. So these are the 5 transactions you can see here. So the same files are transactions are reflecting here also. So then I will select for next. So friends, before going to the next step, if you think, in future you have already downloaded few transactions that are reflecting here also, you can unselect all those transactions. Okay, since we have not downloaded any transaction ever, so we are selecting all the transactions here. So we go for next. Now it is asking me to continue. I will continue. So now it is asking to accept my transactions. I will accept the transactions. So here you will see 5 transactions being downloaded into QuickBooks account. So for all the money spent, for all the debit transactions, you will see the column spent and they are getting shown under here. And for the money received, you will see the column here. All right. So now this is all for the uploading of transactions through CSV file. Okay, there are other file formats that we can use for uploading the file, but the most commonly used file format is CSV format. So we have shown you how to go for CSV format. Okay, so now let's go to the next option, that is to upload the to directly link your bank account with QuickBooks, so that there is no need to upload the files every time. In uploading the files, there is always a chance that you upload the transactions that are already there in QuickBooks. So to reduce that, to eliminate that problem, we can connect directly our accounts with QuickBooks. So let's understand how to connect that. So now here I will choose the next option, that is add account. So I will add account here. So now it is showing in this window, it is showing me few various options of the most commonly used bank accounts, or we can say the banks. So I have an account in State Bank of India. So we will open this. So now it is asking for username. So I am putting my name here. Password, continue. So I'm showing the least used account of mine, so that you don't get the actual balance of my bank accounts. Just kidding. So here we continue. So it has taken my account. So I will select enter account type, add new. I can add a new account here. So it's a savings account. So I will put it as SBI account. Okay. So I can directly add account from here. I will save it and close. So now it is showing as, so now it is asking me from where I want to fetch the statement. So I will fetch for the custom. I will fetch from, let's say 1st of May onwards, or let's say 16th of May onwards. Connect. So you can select any date from where you want to connect your account here. So let's see what it takes. If I have any transaction here, it's working. Depending upon the transactions in the account, it may take more time also. So now you are all set and recorded. So you will see the transactions here in my account. So you will see now two accounts here, SBI account and ICICI Bank. So ICICI Bank, we had 5 transactions, and SBI account, since I selected a definite period, so it is showing only 3 transactions in that period. So friends, this is how you can, add accounts from your net banking, or you can add transactions directly into your QuickBooks account through selecting CSV files. I would always recommend that you should go for directly linking your account with QuickBooks, so that there is no manual process involved in between. This will reduce your mistakes, because whenever you update, so let me show you one thing more. So so now I'm into this SBI column. Okay, so here it is showing me as update column, update option here. So if I update, it will look for more transactions that are, that got entered after the last upload. So I don't need to worry about the date 5 filling here. This will always create, the transactions which were uploaded earlier. So it is asking for a complete secure connection thing from me. Now I will go to this, because it will ask me for a password again. Okay, I will connect again. So this time it will not ask me any passwords, because it is already saved. So friends, there is nothing to worry about the security of the passwords, because QuickBooks secures your passwords. They will never use any of the passwords anywhere which can, cause harm to us. So there is nothing to worry in that. So friends, this is about how to add, how to update your banking transactions into QuickBooks. All right. Now we will see another thing here, that what QuickBooks offer more to us. That the QuickBooks, sometimes what happens is, for a business, there are always, you will see a lot of transactions happening again and again every month, every week, or every 15 days. So to ease out the purpose of that, to ease out the processing of those transactions, QuickBooks allows you to create rules, so that if QuickBooks finds a transaction that is, that is fitting the criteria mentioned in that rule, QuickBooks will automatically put the transaction into that particular account. So let's learn how to create a rule. I will show you an example of creating a rule. So here, when I go to any bank, I select any bank. So if I select the drop down option into update column, there is something called manage rules. So click on manage rules. So we don't have any new rule, we don't have any existing rule. So I will go for a new rule. Before creating a rule, let's see what kind of a transaction we can put a rule for. Okay. So if you see the transactions here, so there you will see this loan. So I will say I have to pay this loan amount every month to the bank. So I can fix a, you can say I can fix a rule for this transaction. So I will go to manage rules, add a new rule. So now it is showing me the options. So name this rule. I will name this rule as loan payment. Okay. So it should apply to money out. Yes, it should apply to money out, because I want this rule for a debit transaction. It should apply to all bank accounts. Yes, it should apply to all bank accounts. If you want, you can select the bank according to your choice. Then the description. I have to define a description or a bank text or a amount. So I can fix rules according to the amount, text or description. So I will choose description here. Then description contains, you have options: contains, does not contain, or exactly. So I will say contains loan. Okay. Now then assign, where to assign this? Then assign it to a expense. I will choose a expense. Category of expense, let me choose interest. So I have interest expense. Okay, so let me, so now there is an option, if you see here, automatically confirm transactions. This rule applies to. So if I auto add this, then after uploading of the transaction, QuickBooks will automatically apply rules to these transactions, and I will not be able to see the transactions. So I will not select it. So I will put it on save. I have saved this rule. So let's see what has happened to our banking. So guys, you can see here it is coming as rule. So now it is coming as a rule here, that the rule is being applied here. So it is showing as expense. It contains the description. It will take my account in the amount into interest expense. So now I will have to just add the transaction. So now it is asking me to choose a tax for this transaction. So I will choose a tax here. So there is no, let's say there is no tax involved here. So I'll put it as out of scope. I will add. So this transaction is added all directly. So if I go for this transaction now, so this transaction is gone from here. So it will be shown in QuickBooks. So now this transaction will reflect in my books. The transaction in for review column, these will not get reflected into my books of accounts, into my balance sheet, or into my P&L till the time I don't add these transactions into QuickBooks. So after I add these transactions, these will reflect in this column, that is in QuickBooks column that I have done for this loan transaction. Okay, then only after getting these transactions into in QuickBooks column only, I will be able to see the transactions in my P&L or balance sheet. Okay, so this is all about creating the rules. Okay, so friends, these are very small things that we understood today, that is how to upload the transactions manually into QuickBooks, how to link your bank account directly so that you don't need to upload the transactions every time, and the transactions get uploaded every time without you being concerned about what happened last time, what update happened last time. So the QuickBooks will automatically detect the last date in which the transactions got updated, and it will update automatically. And we learned about the rules, how to create rules in QuickBooks. The rules will help us to directly identify the transactions, and we can put, and we can consider all the transactions directly into our books of accounts. So friends, that's all for today, and we will come with more options in banking. Banking is not over yet, so we'll come up with another video on banking, wherein we will learn how to reconcile the bank and what problems we generally face in reconciling the bank accounts. QuickBooks allows us to reconcile the banks in a very easy manner. So in the next meeting, in the next session, we are going to learn about how to reconcile our bank accounts with our bank statements. So that's all for today, friends. I hope you like the video, and I thank you for watching the video on our YouTube channel. Thank you. Thanks, friends.